Hello and welcome to GBR. You find us today racing with the guys from the MRC in the Infinity Season 12 series. This is the final race of the season. We've had the sprint and now we've got the feature here at Red Bull. So a 40-minute race for this one. The grid will be the finish results from the sprint. So Don will start on pole. In second place will be Golden Brownie. In third will be Bazza. In fourth we have Ice. In fifth place we have Hoggy. In sixth we've got Mini. In seventh we've got Gaz Monkey. In eighth we've got Surfer. Ninth will be Evil. In 10th place we have Fast JMS, and in 11th we have G Smith. Hopefully no disconnects for Smith this time round, so another 11 drivers for this one. So gone through the grid, let's go to the front and get this one underway for, I say, the final race of the season. The cloud cover has come over for the start of this one. We are lights out and away we go. Once again, that Porsche getting a lightning start off the line. The Astons really seem to struggle there off the line. Don's going to head into turn one. In first place, Ice there up to second. Hoggy up to third. Golden and Bazza down a couple positions from the start there. So the Astons say really not good off the line. Mini there in sixth, so he's where he started. You're going 3 wide between Fast JMS, Surfer and G Smith. So G Smith's had a good restart there. He's up a couple positions already. So hopefully his pace can shine through on this one and have a better result than the sprint. Who's that's got a half second? That Surfer's got a half second penalty for running out wide there of turn 2. Evil in 10th and Gaz Monkey in 11th place, but obviously tyre compounds two have to be used for this one. So Don's on the softs, Ice is on the soft, Hoggy's on the soft, Golden and Bazza on the mediums, so that's probably why they didn't get a great launch off the line compared to the other cars. Mini's on the softs, Fast MS is running a mixed compound. Surfer, he's going to serve this half second, he's on mediums. G Smith's on the softs, Evil's on the softs, and Gaz Monkey on the softs. So only about 4 or 5 guys running the mediums to start off with, but Surfer's now, after that half second, has dropped to the back of the pack. But being on the mediums, he should be able to use that toe down these long straights to keep with the soft running guys up in front that he has got. He's got 3 of them in front of him. So Fast is the only one on a mixed strategy. So yeah, we've got 4 guys on the mediums, but Don already stretching his legs. He pulled 1.5 seconds over Ice just on the first lap. So really using the soft tyres to his advantage. The weather meter bottom left, it has rained in between the sprint and the feature, but it looks like the rain has surpassed. I don't know if they delayed the race a little bit just to see what the weather was going to do, but as we barrel down towards turn 3, everyone's in line. There seems is there a penalty behind? Fast MS got a penalty now, so is he going to be in the same boat as what Surfer was? The Surfer's going to go for a move here on Gaz Monkey for 10th place. So using the mediums well is Surfer, making a move on a guy on soft tyres. So moving forward after that little half second, but we'll see what Fast MS ends up after he serves this penalty. I think he's close enough to Mini to get a bit of a slipstream. Pulls to the right hand side off the racing line, serves that one. Is G Smith going for the move round the outside? Cameraman not covering it, but yes, G Smith does go for the move round the outside. So up to 7th place now for Smith, up 4 positions from the start of this race. So good going for Smith currently, but as There's a little breakaway between Mini and G Smith. Evil looking racy there behind Fast JMS up towards turn 1. But obviously Fast JMS is going to have that slipstream from Smith in front, so it's going to be hard for Evil to make the move on Fast coming up towards turn 2. They've all gone purple at the moment, so what's happened with Don? He didn't set a purple lap. 39.7 to a 39.1, so Don must have had a... no, that's about right. 1.5 to then 8 tenths, about 7 tenths gap. Yeah, that's about right. So yeah, Don losing a bit of time there to Ice in second place. Both teammates. Golden has been able to get past. Okay, so Golden's gone for move on Hoggy. Going to go around the outside there by the looks of it for third place. Gives room on the inside. Hoggy there trying to squeeze him, but gets on the power. Looks like he just gets the rear end lit up that little bit too much. And now he's going to be on the outside for this left-hander. Looked like Bazza was going to try and slip through as well, follow his teammate, but not been able to do so. So we've got two teams here battling for third place. Two Astons and Team Napa. Can't remember the actual team name. Obviously at the end when I do the results I will read them out. But Hoggy there, is he going to have a look up the inside of Golden? No, he's not. He's going to have to slip behind coming through this penultimate corner. But he's right up the rear end of Golden. The 4 in a line now. It's almost like a game of bingo. Just need one more and you get the jackpot. But Mini there, he's gone for the move up the inside of Bazza through turn 1. He's now going to be slow on the exit. He's not going to be able to get that one down. He's having to slip in back behind Bazza. But with the pace of that Mazda that we saw in the sprint race, will he be able to just use that slipstream and the extra speed he's got and just slide up the inside of Bazza here for turn 2? He tries to, just can't commit on the brakes as much as he would like, it seemed, to get that move done into 5th place. There's a little bit of a gap now between the two of them. Yeah, Mini has just dropped off a little bit, but he'll be able to probably catch that gap up fairly quickly, I would think. He's set the fastest lap of the race, probably with that slipstream that he's got from the guys in front as well. As the fuel wear is going to start to come down a little bit, but the tyre wear showing a little bit now on the softs. But Don there in first, he's picked up a half-second penalty. What they? Not even a tenth between them on the last lap between Don and Ice. So will Don have to slip behind Ice now? Doesn't move off the racing line, so interesting. Moves the racing line after the penalty, so not too sure on that one. Maybe trying to give Ice as best slipstream as he could. But now Ice into first place. Is he now going to try and start pulling Don along with him for this one? What's their lap times? 39.2, 39.4, so not much difference in lap times between the mediums and the softs. 2 tenths between Ice and Golden in the last lap. We know Hoggy dropped back a position. He's got a little bit of a gap over Bazza there in 5th. Mini in 6th place. He's been caught by G Smith, Fast and Evil behind. So everyone's still fairly close to one another. Surfer on the medium seems to be struggling there, and Gaz Monkey on the softs. He's not been able to retaliate to Surfer's overtake early on. I think it was lap 2, turn 3. But he should be able to get back past him once Surfer serves this penalty after the infield section, as long as he keeps it close enough. Just having a look. Oh, G Smith, he's picked up a half-second, but he's gone up the inside of Mini there, but he's going to be on the outside for this long left-hander, or it's double left-hander really. Is he going to try for the old switcheroo? Looks like he's going to try for it. just can't get alongside to make that one work, so he's going to have to sit in behind Mini as he comes up to the penalty line. Will he lose position too fast behind him? Doesn't look like he's going to. And in the background, Surfer looked like he slipped back in behind Gazmonkey. Yes, he has. So Surfer, after that half seconds, just as I say, slipped in behind to 11th. Ice there, he sets the fastest lap of the race, 38.9, 39.2, 38.9 for Golden. So exactly the same lap times between first and third on the mediums. Hoggy there, he's on the softs, 39.3. Bazza there, 39.8. So yeah, he's not been able to extract as much as Golden on the mediums at the moment, but obviously he's fighting with Mini and he's got Hoggy in front of him, so he can't just put the power down as probably like he would want. Keep thinking that it's raining because Bazza's windscreen wipers are going, obviously with it being quite misty, but it's not. But Mini there in 6th place, he's looking left and right, he gets that rear end, snaking around again in that Mazda. So clearly the front end just slowing down too much, maybe want to move that brake bias just a little bit with that front end gripping up too much in just the braking zones, it seems, for Mini. It will help out massively and stop the over rotation of the rear end. G Smith there, he's over that half second last lap and been able to pull a little bit of a gap over Fast JMS. It looks like this time around. Evil there having a look up the inside of Fast going into the penultimate corner, but can't do the move there. Is he just going to wait behind and make a move up towards turn 1? G Smith seems to be slow there. He's picked up a half second. He probably tried to slow down, so he didn't get one. But it's now put him right under the pressure of the Porsche in 8th place. Evil there tucked right up behind the wing of the Porsche. Is he now going to just slip behind him and try and use that slipstream to get past D Smith as well? Up towards turn 2 we go. Doesn't look like he's been able to. Fast there still, just can't get past the Genesis either. Is he going to have a look around the outside? No, he's not. Evil's going to be optimistic and go for the move there on Fast, where he had to go out a little bit wide on the apex, and Evil just nicked that spot, and Gazmonkey has been able to close that gap up, and he's now fighting Fast for 9th place. Not really going to get Evil in front of him, but Gazmonkey up another position, so maybe the softs there working well on the Honda, but he's now on the outside for this right-hander. Will be the left hand, or the inside for this left-hander. He will keep that 9th place in front of us. Looked like he just parked it on the apex, so Fast couldn't do the old switcheroo. But G Smith, how far is he going to drop back with this little half second that he's got? Looks like he's going to... Is he going to keep ahead of Evil? Looks like he's done enough this lap. No, Evil's gone to the right, the left-hand side there. A little bit of a contact, but they both stay on the track. So G Smith, oh, that was wide coming out of there. Is that another half second? It will be for G Smith. He's now got to do all that work again just to try and maintain that gap and not lose a position. But Evil's gone for the move up the inside for turn 1. Great battle in here between these guys, you know, fighting for 7th place at the moment. 5 guys all within a little bunch, and Fast JMS getting on the right hand side of Evil. They're going to go 3 wide now up towards turn 2. Who's going to come out? Oh, Fast there, looks like he got on the brakes and the car just veered off left. Gets a slight tap on the apex from Evil. I think he was just trying to slow it down. So Fast there returns the favour and takes 2 spaces back at the following lap. And he's now got G Smith right behind him. He's going to go for the move up the inside of turn 3. Yeah, little bumps and bruises between the two, between all 5 drivers to be fair, but they're keeping it as clean as they possibly can. Obviously with fairly wornish tyres, but G Smith got on a bit too hot there, and Fast has been able to slip up the inside. He's going to have to cover off the inside now for Evil not to slip through, but I think it's all kind of a bit too much there for G Smith. He's going to have to serve this penalty now, and it looks like Evil and Gaz Monkey, they're going side by side up towards turn 1. G Smith's just been able to slip in behind them and just in front of Surfer. I'll just quickly go through, see Ice there and Don, they're running nose to tail first and second. Golden Brownie there, he's a little bit off. How far is he behind him? No, he's not too far actually, 2-3 seconds off, and obviously he's on the mediums where these guys are on the soft tyres. And Golden's bringing Hoggy with him, so Hoggy's had some good laps there to catch up, but Hoggy's got a half-second penalty. That's going to drop him off and into the clutches of Bazza there in 5th. Mini there in 6th place. Obviously he's burnt through them softs like there's no tomorrow, but he set the fastest lap in doing so there, so he'll be happy with that at the moment. And then you've got this gaggle of cars battling for 7th place, and no one knows who wants to actually be in 7th. It's a bit like the first race, I think, battling for 3rd place, and as soon as they did, they all ended up getting a half-second penalty. But Gaz Monkey there in 8th place, G Smith in 9th, Evil 10th, Surfer in 11th place. G Smith's gone out wide again on the exit of turn 3. Did that mean he's picked up a penalty? I don't think he will, being out there on the gravel, because I think the game does deem it as you are going slower by touching the gravel, but these seem to all just kind of calm down a little bit between these guys now that they've kind of settled themselves. But so we've still got 25 minutes left of this race to go, and you can see on the mini-map there is 2 distinctive groups. There's 2 corners between, or the last 2 corners between Fast there in 7th and Mini in 6th place. Baz has been able to get Hoggy. Was that through the penalty zone? Looks like it was. Baz has been able to just fly on past. Move up to 4th place now for Bazza, with his teammate just ahead of him. I'll just skip back to where we were. It looks like Golden Brownie's been able to catch up to Don and Ice. 40.3, 40.8 and a 39.6. So yeah, he's definitely caught up. What, half second? Yeah, 7 tenths. And over 1.2 on Don, so Golden really is doing some good laps on these mediums, same as Bazza as well. He's on the 39.3, so he was even quicker than Golden the last time round. So I say now he's got Hoggy behind him. You see Hoggy on them softs there, coming to halfway worn, and he's a little bit off the rear end of Bazza. He's trying a bit too hard. Obviously Mini's tyres obviously not looking great at the moment. All he's got to do is obviously make them softs last as long as he can, and then whack them mediums on like everyone else on the softs, and we'll see how they will unfold. But yeah, the battle for first place at the moment is slowly hotting up. Golden Brownie seems to be closing in again on this tap. Don there again, it all sorts of sideways through that right-hander. Doesn't pick up any penalties, so has to keep it on the black stuff. But let's have a look to see what the lap times are. 39.5, 39.3, 39.2, 39.8. So Baz was a tad slower. Hoggy 40.2, 39.1. So all these guys running within a second of each other. I think that's why these guys, and obviously they're not really battling too much at the moment. Obviously they're thinking about the long game, thinking about that pit strategy when they come in, how much fuel they will need to put in the car, and obviously seeing if they can go a lap longer. But Mini's gone for the move on his teammate in towards turn 2. Little bump there on the apex, but Mini's through. And away. No, he's going to let Hoggy go past. I saw the throttle there slowly come off, so didn't want to force the matter on getting past. But I've noticed that Fast MS, he's dropped back to 9th spot now in this battle for 7th between Gazmonkey, G-Smith and Fast himself. Evil and Surfer there in 10th and 11th. Just a little bit of a gap between them at the moment. But Fast has really backed through them rear tyres. What about Hoggy? Yeah, Hoggy's done the same as well on that Porsche as well. So, but Don there, he's looking racy. Is he going to go for the move on ice in towards the last corner? Yes, he is. So, change for the lead in Golden Brownie there into the pits. So, is that too early? Is he going to make his softs last 22 minutes? And Ice there, he's picked up a penalty with letting Don pass through that last corner. Mini's come into the pit, so he's had enough of them soft tyres. Bazza now up to 3rd place. Hoggy with a half second in 4th. He's really dropped off the rear end of Bazza, yeah, 42.4 to Bazza's 39.7. So yeah, not really sure what happened to Hoggy on the later stages of that lap. I saw on the mini map someone was spinning. Gazmonkey's picked up a half second. He's moved up to 5th place now with Golden and Mini pitting. But what happened to Gazmonkey? Oh, just gets it lit up too much on worn tyres and sent him for a spin. So that's going to release Fast and Evil. It looks like someone else has come in. G-Smith's come in as well. He's getting rid of the softs. And so has Surfer as well. So Surfer should be onto the soft tyres. G-Smith will be on the mediums. Yes. So yeah. So Golden at the moment. Yeah, Golden's the first driver that has pitted in 8th place. He's not too far behind Gazmonkey, but obviously Gazmonkey did have that spin on turn 1. Mini there, he technically second on the road of the non-hitters. Surfer would be 3rd, but I think there's a bit of too much of a gap between Mini and Surfer for Surfer to really benefit being in 3rd place when everyone else has pitted. But we'll jump back to the front, see if anyone else is coming in. No, Don, Ice and Bazza go round once more. Hoggy darts into the pits now. So he's literally splitting his race in half. 20 minutes on the softs, 20 minutes on the mediums. Faster, he's going to go around again. I don't want to double stack at the Porsche pit box. So Faster's going to go around again. So obviously he must have all of the first guy on track gets priority on the pit stop. Golden's been able to get past Gazmonkey. Gazmonkey comes into the pit as well now. So it's going to release Golden Brownie, it looks like, because he was behind Gazmonkey. But Mini now up to 7th place with just them two pitting this time round. So we'll see how long these guys can go for. But Don there looks to be checking out a little bit there from Ice in 2nd. Yeah, 41.2 to 42nd dead. And Bazza there, 39.5. So he's still catching up to these two guys in front. Still setting some quick lap times on them mediums. Is he going to go and try and go long, or is he going to try and come in maybe this lap for Bazza? I think Fast MS probably should be thinking about coming into the pit. Them softs are not looking pretty, same as Evil. They're really not looking pretty, these soft tyres. But as these guys come round the last corner, Don, he's coming into the pit now. Ice is coming in. Baz is going to go round once more. Maybe with a bit of clean air, he can try and put a bit of a gap maybe on Don and Ice. We'll see. Interesting that the Astons have completely switched their strategy up. But Fast there, he's coming around, and so is Evil. So they're going around for one more lap. They've got the tyres to do so. Whether they're actually going quick enough. They're doing 40.3, 40.4. And Bazza's doing 39.5, 39.6 is on the medium. So Bazza's actually going quicker now than the 2 guys on softs, but Golden Brownie there, he's jumped Ice and Don, so that early pit stop there from Golden, he's gained himself a good couple of seconds now, and he's on the softer tyre to Ice and Don, but obviously there wasn't much difference when Golden, obviously Bazza still is between the softs and the mediums, so they're going to be fairly close to him, I would think. Obviously Golden set the fastest lap of the race, obviously really pushed on just to make the undercut work, and Ice has jumped Don in the pit. Don's put more fuel in, that'll be why. They came in with the same amount of fuel, so I'm not too sure why Don's put more fuel in. Mini there in 7th place, he's gone to the mediums. Hoggy there on the mediums. Bazza looks like he's coming into the pit. Yes, Bazza's coming to the pit. So will Fast and Evil. Fast will have to go to the mediums because he's used the softs, same as Evil. They're going to go round for another lap. They're really pushing these softs as far as they can go. I suppose with Evil as well, having someone in front, it's just getting pulled along nicely in that slipstream. So we see Bazza just enters the pit box. Golden Brownie goes through. Don, he's got a half-second penalty and got ahead of Ice now. So how did that happen? Up towards the last corner again for Dom, but runs out wide on the exit of the penultimate corner. It looked like Mini did as well, but it looks like he got a penalty as well, so that's going to drop him a little bit back behind Ice. Bazza, he's filled up with fuel. You can see him coming out of the pit now. Is he going to be behind Don? There's Don and Ice just coming out of the first corner. He's going to slip in just in front of Mini. So Bazza was 4th. So yeah, with Fast and Evil still got to pit, Bazza comes back out in 4th place. So running them mediums, that extra lap has not benefited him probably as much as he would like, but he's going to have Mini there right behind him. He's on mediums compared to Bazza's softs and got a half-second, so it's going to create a little bit of a gap and breathing room for Bazza, but we know the speed of that Mazda is probably the best on the grid at the moment with the new BOP that we've had to the game. Hoggy there in 8th place, a bit of a gap to his teammate in 7th. Surf there in 9th. G Smith in 10th, Gaz Monkey in 11th place. It just shows, Gaz Monkey had that one little spin and it's kind of just put him at the back, and it's not going to be a real struggle to catch up to any of the guys in front unless they have a mistake themselves, with being how competitive this series has been and this league. But Fast there, they're going around one more lap. They've got the fuel. They've got about 25%, well, Fast has got a bit more than 25%, so how much further are these guys going to be going? Because what are they doing? 140s, mid 140s, and Golden Brownie's doing 30, low 39s, so he's catching a second and a half a lap. Ice there back to 4th place, obviously after Don served that penalty, but Bazza has caught right up to the rear end of Don. Obviously now this is his first flying lap. Obviously that 150.3, what was their lap times? 51.8 on the out lap, 50.5, so yeah, Bazza going a little bit quicker, it seems, on the out lap, being on them soft tyres, but now he's got to try and get past Don. Obviously we know that Aston is good around the corners, but being on their medium tyres, Ice there just pulls to the inside, try and give Don a little bit of room. It looks like there's the tiniest tap there between the two, with Bazza being on the outside. All it takes is, miss your braking point by a couple of metres and you do end up missing that apex. But Don there going to the inside for this last corner, second to last corner. going to force Bazza to go out wide. Fast MS, he's coming to the pit. Evil's gone round again. So Evil's going to try even longer on them softs. I don't think the long strategy on the softs is really going to work. You're going to think you're going to lose too much time. But Bazza there, all over the rear end of Don. Looking on the track map, this is where the battle is. Really, I think this is for third place at the moment, but I reckon Bazza will be able to catch up to Ice in front. He isn't far too far ahead, and Ice has got a penalty. Yes, he has. So Ice has got a half-second penalty. Don's pushing Bazza to the right-hand side, but Bazza's looks like he's going to have this one on the apex here and just power on past. Don now up to 4th place for Bazza. Mini there, right it up behind Don. So is Mini going to try and use the absolute ridiculous top end speed of that Asda to get past Don? Obviously Don's got the slipstream of Bazza in front, so it's going to be a little bit harder when the car in front's got slipstream, but he is right up behind him. He's going to go for the move up towards turn 4, is he? Don's looked like he left the door open a little bit there, but did shut it again. Come into the apex, and you can see there Bazza's right up to the rear end of Ice, and Ice has got that half-second penalty, so that should be Bazza up to 3rd place now. Once Ice has served that penalty, by the looks of it, he's going to be able to carry in a lot more speed and just slips round the outside. Does Bazza, keeps it on the track as well. Evil has come into the pit, so Golden Brownie back into 1st place, Bazza into 2nd. As he crosses the line, Ice there in 3rd, Don in 4th, Mini goes behind it in 5th place. We'll see if he'll try and get the move up towards the 2nd corner. Evil's still in the pit, he hasn't changed his tyres yet, so off out the top 8 at the moment, but Mini, yeah, definitely using that straight line speed and just powers on past Don. Absolutely leaves him for dead, but Don gets it stopped on the apex but can't get the drive out, and that's Mini up to 4th place. So Don dropping back, it seems, on these medium tyres. Clearly not as comfortable as he was on the softs. Hoggy there, what's his lap times? 39.7, 39.9, so Hoggy is pretty much lapping the same as Don and the rest in front of him. Surfer there in 7th place. Faster MS, he's got a half-second in 8th. G Smith there, he's going to have a battle with Evil by the looks of it. Both got similar fuel tyres. When did Smith hit? End of lap 11. So we're looking at 7 laps older tyres. That could be critical near the end of the race between these two, because obviously Evils are going to be nice and fresh at the moment, so be able to close up that gap to the rear end of Smith. Gaz Monkey there, he's been doing some lap times. He's been catching up to these guys in front. He's been, half-second to a second quicker a lap than Smith. And obviously Evil's just come out, but obviously Evil was still doing 40s, mid 40s, where I say Smith has been doing mid 39s. So yeah, second a lap difference. Golden Brownie, he's picked up a penalty now, probably turn 1, cutting it a bit too much, but he's got a nice healthy gap over Bazza, about 7 seconds or so. You can just see him up ahead. And Mini now, he's going for the move. How did he get this one done? Was that out of the first corner? Yeah, just using the power. Ice darts to the left hand side this time. He had to go right last time, and Mini just drove around him in the sprint. And Mini's done exactly the same, going the opposite side. So nothing that Ice could do there, but he's got the drive coming out of turn 2, but we all know what that Mazda does in a straight line, and Ice can do nothing about it. So Mini now up to 3rd place, and Don there in 5th. He's got a half-second penalty, so now will don't think Mini will be able to try and catch up to Bazza there. Bazza's on the soft tyres, 38.5. Obviously Mini's been battling with Don and Ice the last couple of laps, so we'll see at the end of, say, lap 20, see what his pace is compared to Bazza up in front. Goes out wide through that left-hander onto this little straight. But still nothing that Ice can do. Is he going to go for a move up towards the braking zone? No, he's not. He's going to have to dart back in behind. Is Ice. Oh, just keeps it on the track. Does Mini through that penultimate corner. Looks like he's going to be able to just slowly pull away from Ice there in fourth. Yeah, Bazza's just set the fastest lap of the race of 38.4, which is 1.2 quicker than Golden. I know Golden had a penalty that lap as well. Fastest come into the pit again. Has he realised he's not put enough fuel in? 25%. His teammates put the same amount of fuel in, so not too sure why Fast has come back in again. He's done 3 laps on the mediums. Is he going to try and go for the fastest lap of the race? Is that what he's going to try and do? Fresh softs, low fuel. Is he going to try and steal that extra point for fastest lap? Probably saw that Bazza's nicked it, and I know they are close in the championship coming into this round, so we'll see. So Bazza's still on a charge. His tyres are looking a lot fresher than Golden's. Obviously that was the Golden pit end of lap 11, and Bazza pitted end of lap 14, so that's 3 laps. 3 laps tyre wear difference between the two of them, so Golden should be able to make it. They made it in the sprint, but yeah, now Mini, see what his lap time is compared to Bazza in front. It looks like it's opened up between the two of them. What did Bazza do? Bazza's just on a 38.7. Mini's just on a 39.0, so 3 tenths. So yeah, Mini's got some pace on their mediums. He's not losing too much to Bazza. So what, we've got 6 minutes left of the race. Will Bazza burn through them tyres? I don't think he will. What will be 5 laps? 4 laps? 4 laps, I reckon. Probably get to lap 24, 25. So I don't think it's going to be enough, but Mini's setting purple sectors through. I think Mini will set that through for the first sector. But then when the corners start to come in the infield, that's where Mini's losing a bit of time, it seems, to the rest of the drivers. So as soon as the corner hits, a bit like an American car, when there's a corner, doesn't know what the hell it is and just, yeah, doesn't want to turn. But Ice there in 4th, Donny in 5th. Hoggy 6th, Surfer 7th, Smith there in 8th, with Evil not too far behind. Still Evil was, and Gaz Monkey there in 10th place. Yeah, doing some pretty good lap times there, mid 39s, mid to low 39s. And Evil there, he's on the high 39s, 40s. And Smith there in the 40s, well, since lap 13 in the 40s, so could be on here for Gaz Monkey to try and steal an 8th position. He's not too far behind, he's only, what, about 2 or so seconds behind, and he's catching about half to a second a lap at the moment. Fast MS there, he's now on his first flying lap. Is he going to try and steal this fastest lap away from Bazza? See what his sector time is here as he comes through. He's 4 tenths per blue on his lap time. I don't know what his fastest lap is so far. He could be close, so we'll stay with it for the minute as he comes barreling round into this right-hander and into the last corner. See what fastest lap time was. It's going to be close. 38.9, so half a second off for Fast. Try and get that fastest lap from Bazza, who lost a little bit of time to Mini. So Mini's not giving up on this second position. It looks like he's trying to charge forward. Golden Brownie 38.8. Yeah, similar lap time to Mini. So yeah, Bazza just lost 2/10 on that last lap. Ice were 39.0, so he lost 2/10 to Mini. Don there has just gone his fastest lap of 38.8. So obviously getting more comfortable on their mediums is Don. Seemed to be struggling for the first couple of laps and lost a couple of positions. But what I will do is I'll jump on with Hoggy for a nice little lap guide. So across the line here and then up to this hill towards turn 1. It's nearly a 90-degree right-hander. Don't want to hit too much of the inside curbing because it will just spit you out over that left-hand side there. But now we're up towards the... Well, this is turn 2 here. I don't even know why. That's what they call turn 2, and this is technically turn 3, uphill braking, so you can brake nice and late, get it really slowed down, hug that apex, and then blast it away, and then it's pretty much downhill now all the way to the start-finish line. Shows you how much uphill we do from the start-finish line just to turn 3, and up towards now turn 4, under the gantry is where you start to brake, and then you say chuck this one in, and then power it out here. Just keep turning right. You got the ball on the left hand side there, and then get it over to the right hand side for this long left hander. It's quite tricky because it is downhill and a little bit off camber, so it does throw you out to this curbing, and then that's where the short course joins you on the right hand side there, just before this left hander, and then onto this right hander, onto this little back straight towards the final 2 corners. You've got Bill and Ben on the left hand side. You see them, you put your brakes on, you get that one turned in, you use all the curb you can on the left hand side to open up this last corner, and that is a lap of the Red Bull Ring as we're coming on to the last lap of the race by the looks of it for the majority of these guys. What's Golden's lap time? Yeah, he's not going to get another lap. He's only 20 odd seconds into this one. Fuel light is flashing, so is he going to have enough fuel to make it to the end? Should just have enough tyre. 40.0, 39.6. So Bazza is still catching Mini there, 38.8. 38.8. Ooh, okay, so Mini is catching up to Bazza. Now, it looks like Ice has just not been able to respond to Mini. Just the top end speed. Don there in 5th place. Hoggy there is just a bit too far back in 6th place. Let's try and go for this one. It looks like Golden Brownie will come through to claim the win on the last race of the season. So the different strategy there has worked out well for Golden Brownie. Looks like he's obviously coming in that little bit early. Has worked out, and it will give him the win for the season. It looks like he's slowing down. Are they going to try and go for a photo finish before Bazza and Golden? No, it's going to be close with Mini, but Bazza looks like he's going to take the win for the championship, for the race. And I know exactly why. It's to help the points for Bazza, because he was close for, I think, 4th place. But we'll have a look at the standings in a second. So Golden Brownie will finish in 2nd place. Mini will finish in 3rd. Don finishes in 4th, so he gets Ice, who will finish in 5th. Hoggy will finish in 6th place. Surfer, as he comes around the last couple of corners, will finish in 7th place. G Smith having a good battle here. Oh, with Gaz Monkey. Gaz Monkey did catch up to him. He's got Evil, but is Gaz Monkey going to get G Smith on the line? No, he's not. He's going to just be right behind him. So G Smith 8, Gaz Monkey in 9th. Evil will get 10th place there. and Fast JMS there running all the curb he can. Will finish in 11th place. Tried to get the fastest lap, it didn't work out, I don't think, for Fast there in the end. I'll wait for it to go to the grid, and what I'll do is I'll pause it and I'll jump to chase cam, and I'll quickly go through the finishing order for the championship. For the teams, it was the No Dons on 102 points, Gnarly in 4th place on 181, It's Fast Mini Racing on 323, Tree Trees on 364, and the winners for the team championships was Team Grab on 401. So the driver standings, obviously we only have 11 from the 16 that entered for the season. Let's see if you could make it. Blackie for Team No Dons was on 14 points. In 15th was Show Shamus on for Team No Dons on 32. Get Smurfed, which I think is G Smith, for Team Gnarly on 35 points. Welly Bob, Team Gnarly on 59. And then, so yeah, that was G Smith, which was Get Smurfed. Is it Surfer? Nope. Gaz Monkey there for Team No Dons on 64 points. In 10th place we have Brucey for Team Grab on 81. In 9th place we have Mini for Team It's Fast Mini Racing on 94 points, so not too far ahead of Brucey. In 8th place we have where is he? Evil for Team Gnarly on 98, so just 4 points between Evil and Mini. In 7th place we have Fast JMS for Team It's Fast Mini on 120, and just 5 points ahead of him was Ice for Team Tree Trees on 125. His teammate Surfer on 129 points, only 4 points separating them. And finishing in 4th place we have Bazza on 150 points for Team Grab. So they win. Good result there for Red Bull, for Rick, earned him that 4th place. In 3rd we had Hoggy for It's Fast Mini Racing on 158, so only 8 points between Bazza and Hoggy. So we now have only 2 guys remaining, Golden Brownie and Don, for the top of the leaderboard. And it was Don that finished in 2nd on 197 points for Team Tree Trees, and the winner of the championship was Golden Brownie for Team Grab on 224. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button, and we'll see you all for the next series, which will be the GTCC starting this week. Thank you all. Bye bye.